to make clear some points about the Amazon and what the government is doing. I've just heard the gentleman speaking, and actually some of the talkings that are being spread around the world are not true. The government is doing their best at this time. And if you look at the burn and the fires this year, it's actually less than in the last 5 years. And the Brazilian president, Bolsonaro, has put the Air Force over 40,000 military on the Amazon now to help to contain the fire. In this season, dry season, often happen these fires, but also the police throughout the Amazon and throughout Brazil has identified people, activists from the left side, left politician sides that are actually putting fire on forests. So there is a lot going on, and what it's being spread in the world is actually not true. Look at the case of the French president who was believing in fake news and was actually sharing photos from 10, 20 years ago. So the whole world can be sure that Brazil is doing their best to contain their fire. The fire this year is actually less than in years before, and our president is committed in finishing this fire as soon as possible.
Richard Pearshouse, let me bring in Richard Pearshouse on this. Richard, what is your research found when it comes to this?
I mean, I think, so firstly, I think on the scientific research, the satellite imagery is clear. The fires this year are substantially increased from last year. On the second point of whether or not the government is doing enough, I'll give an example. Brazil's environmental authorities have an elite unit that is responsible for and trained for investigating organized environmental crime in Brazil. That's an elite national authority responsible for investigating environmental organized crime that has not yet been to the Amazon. So it's true that there has been a mediatized sending in of the army, but the civilian authorities that are responsible for protecting environmental areas and protecting indigenous territories have been systematically undermined by the Bolsonaro administration.